heard me say it before, and I will say it many times before I die, unless I die today. I will continue to tell occasionally of my father's parting words to me when I got drafted in the Army. When I was, I think 19 years old, got drafted, 18, 19, I think I was 19, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I can't be expected to remember. Got drafted. They don't do that anymore. I'm kind of glad. But they did then, and so the morning of my induction, the way you did it in those days, when you got your Uncle Sam letter, he gave you 30 days to get your house in order, because 30 days later you got to report to an induction station. Mine was in downtown Dallas. My father had to drive me down there with nothing but the clothes on your back. You take nothing with you, and drop me off on the street in front of the induction station in downtown Dallas, something like 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, very early in the morning. And those last couple of miles, man, driving into downtown, and then the last few blocks, we ran out of things to say, my dad and I. And I wondered, those last few blocks as we're driving down, I wondered, you know, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna cry? I thought he might. Is he going to hug me? Is he going to get out of the car? What's he going to do? And I'm telling him, my father, hands on the steering wheel, pulled up to the address. There it is, U.S. Army induction station. My dad pulled up to the curb, stopped, absolutely never looked over, pulled up, put the car in park just for a moment, stuck his hand over and just said, "Don't let them take your faith away from you, son." I kid you not. I had no idea what he meant. I looked over at him like, "Are you kidding me?" And I got his hand and I said, "Okay, sir." That's it. I got out of the car. He drove off. He didn't say, "And I love you." I don't know that he ever said that much. I don't know. He loved me. There's no question he loved me. He just, he didn't express that. And so he drove off, and I walked up on the sidewalk and went in, and life changed forever. And it puzzled me. There were times in the next few weeks and in Vietnam, there were times that I would reflect back on that and think, what in the world? But then gradually and slowly, he didn't know what the Army was, and I don't know what he thought would happen in the Army. He didn't think anybody could take my faith away. I think it was just his way of saying, whatever else happens to you, and wherever you go, there's only one thing that matters. To my dad, there was only one thing that mattered, and that was the gospel of Jesus Christ. My dad literally lived with a conscious awareness that nothing we did on this earth mattered if we weren't ready for death, no matter when death happened. He had seen a brother killed in his own family when he was young. So he knew you don't get to live to be 70 or 80 years old or 90 years old just because that's the way it's supposed to be. He had seen a brother die, and he knew that brother wasn't planning to die that night. He didn't have time to make all things right with God in case anything wasn't right with God. He was on his way home from a drinking, dancing night, late, wee hours of the morning, been out carousing with the guys and the girls, and then he gets killed. And he knew, my father knew, there was no time to plan. There was no time to think. You're here one moment, and the next moment you're gone, no matter what your age is. Over all these years, I've come to appreciate what my dad was trying to say. There might have been 1,000 ways he could have said it differently, but he made the point, and it's lodged in my brain forever. I think what he really wanted me to know was, you might wind up in war someday, son, and if you are and you die, just make sure you hadn't lost that. Don't let anything take your faith away.